It's go time!
Hey there, Indie Warriors. Welcome to I Dream of Indie Games. I'm your trusty indie gaming enthusiast, Ol' Gamer Joe. We're diving into an action-packed side-scrolling run-and-gun game today called Metal Suits Counterattack. This small indie release is brought to us by the fine folks at Eggtart, a South Korean-based indie studio, and will be blasting onto PC and all major consoles on February 13th, 2025. So basically, as soon as you finish watching this video, you can go ahead and snag it. Metal Suits Counterattack will be available for $19.99 here in North America. Hopefully after this video you'll have a good idea of what you can expect in terms of graphics, gameplay, sound, and all the main features should you purchase it for yourself. We will have a link to the Steam version in our description box below. Before I give my thoughts on this title, having bravely battled through the first 4 chapters or so, I want to give a huge shout out to Eggtart for sponsoring this video. Since this is sponsored content, I'm not going to give you the full review treatment. These will only be my impressions, but rest assured, my thoughts will still be as honest as Abraham Lincoln. Alright then, let's dive into the chaos that is Metal Suits. Metal Suits Counterattack starts off like all games ought to, with a kick drum and a snare. A floating space vessel gets ambushed by invaders, causing it to explode and launch the old man living inside into outer space. And guess what? He can apparently breathe and scream without any space gear, at least for a little while. Video game logic, you gotta love it. How long do you think you could survive in space without a suit? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, enter our main hero, Kevin, who initially thinks he's ended up in the afterlife, only to discover he's actually stuck in some kind of virtual space world with a sizzling cyber babe named Alex. That old man from before, by the way? Yeah, that's Kevin, now reborn as a cyborg. So you can already tell where this is headed, right? Obviously, this is a run-and-gun action game, and let's be honest, you weren't here for the plot now, were you? That said, what's here is worth a chuckle at the least, and reminds me a lot of the early NES, SNES type of stories we would get from games back in the day. Good, silly fun, not meant to be taken all that seriously, nor is it the main attraction of the game. It's the gameplay players will be here for naturally, and in that department, Metal Suits mostly delivers. Kevin's revenge mission will have him blasting alien nasties, dashing through environments, bouncing off of walls, and most importantly, snagging a bunch of metal suits that give him ridiculously cool powers. Basically everything you look for in this genre, but with a neat twist. Metal Suits is broken up into different planets that you'll need to conquer to progress forward. Each planet is composed of various levels, usually between 3 and 4 per planet, at least from what I've played. Each planet culminates in a boss fight, as you might expect, so basically, conquer planets, advance through the game, you know the drill. Side objectives also pop up across the world map and can be accessed by collecting enough medals throughout your journeys, which are hidden and optional. The game feels solid to play when compared to other run-and-gun action titles, with responsive platforming and reliable shooting mechanics. Each level offers a fairly linear experience, although there is some room for exploration if you wish to go off the beaten path and find optional collectibles. The environments are pretty destructible too. You can blast down walls, blow up tanks, and generally cause lots of mayhem. The real game changer here, however, is the shiny metal suits. Without one, you're basically running around in your whitey tighties because one hit and you're toast. But throw on one of these bad boys and suddenly you're a walking tank with all the fun toys. Flamethrowers for roasting enemies, ninja stars to go along with your ninja-themed suit, and grenades for when you feel like making things really go boom. There's a good variety of these suits scattered across the planets, around 10 in total I believe, and trying them all is a heck of a lot of fun. Some are definitely more enjoyable to use than others, but they're all quite entertaining. Each suit also comes equipped with a unique screen-filling special attack that can be used sporadically, which is far more effective than your standard grenades which are available when you are without suit. It's all kinda like a Mega Man game where you snag new powers the further you go, but instead of earning them by taking down big bad bosses, they're just hanging around like free samples at a Costco or whatever wholesale grocer you have near you that hands out samples. Collecting them spices up the game with some strategy, and I enjoyed that aspect. The game's balance felt decent too, with 3 different difficulty levels to pick from. But watch out, you do have limited lives, and if you burn through them in a level, you'll be doing the walk of shame back to the start of the area. At least someone's angry mother isn't there to watch the door hit your ass on the way out. Sure, there are checkpoints galore, but running out of lives is no bueno. That said, on the normal difficulty setting, this isn't what I would call a particularly hard game. I'd also say that the bosses are pretty easy to figure out and don't offer the most thrilling of challenges or patterns, but these battles at least look pretty cool. And on the topic of art, Metal Suit's pixelated visuals call back to the 16-bit era and look pretty good, though not mind-blowing. The best aspect of this release from a graphical standpoint would be the explosions, which are admittedly pretty damn awesome. However, the character and enemy designs look rather generic and lack personality. It's not an ugly game by any means, but the graphics are just kinda meh overall. Not particularly amazing, but inoffensive. The sound design, on the other hand, is mostly good here, with quite an eclectic mix of different genres. There are hard-rocking, chugging guitars, chilled-out beats, and smooth synths scattered across levels, making for a pleasurable listening experience. Though a few of the tracks got just a bit grating after hearing them repeated so many times. Sound effects are also mostly what you would expect. Plenty of gunfire and crunchy retro explosions that certainly fit the bill. On a technical level, Metal Suits mostly seemed pretty stable, though I did come across a few severe hitches during my gameplay session. These freezes locked up my screen entirely for maybe 2 to 3 seconds, and I thought the game might crash for a moment, but thankfully, the gameplay did resume just fine. Hopefully, this is just a small bug that can easily be fixed and might already be fixed by the time you're watching this video, and it did only happen twice, but I thought it was worth noting regardless. Other than that, the game ran without any major issues. I was playing the PC version for reference. Alright, so then, after spending a few hours with Metal Suit's Counterattack, I can confidently say that this game is pretty fun. Is it going to be anyone's game of the year? I doubt it, but does it offer up some solid level design, enjoyable action, and a pretty unique gimmick? Yeah, I think it does. But you don't have to take my word for it, folks. You can grab Metal Suits for yourselves using the link in our description box below. I personally had a good time playing this one so far, and I think you will too if you're a fan of the genre. There's some good action here, plenty of collectibles, a decent challenge, and some solid level design. So at the end of the day, a pretty cool little indie release from a small studio out of South Korea. Once again, a very special thank you to Egg Tart for sponsoring this video. Now I've got to go suit up for the next video, Indie Warriors. See you on the channel for more indie gaming content, and voice to the voiceless.
For far too long, you, the gamer, have been denied honest gaming coverage. Indie developers and publishers have lost their voice, but no longer. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and head over to patreon.com/idreamofindiegames to join this epic campaign for indie visibility. The echo chamber trembles as our message grows louder. Voice to the voiceless!